Hello everyone, today's topic is introduction of clinical data management. Clinical data management (CDM) is a critical process in which clinical research, which leads to generation of high quality, reliable and statistically sound data from clinical trials. Clinical trial management ensures the collection, integration and availability of data, appropriate quality and cost. It also supports the conduct, management and analysis of studies across the spectrum of clinical research and defined by a National Institutes of Health. NIH. The ultimate goal of CDM is to ensure the consequences drawn from research as well as supported by the data. Achieving this goal protects public health and increase confidence in marketed therapeutics. A role of clinical data management in a clinical trials. Job profile acceptable in CDM. Clinical research associated, clinical research coordinator, etc. The clinical data manager plays a key role in the setup and conduct of a clinical trial. The data collected during the clinical trials form the basis of subconscious safety and efficacy analysis, which is to drive decision making on product development in the pharmaceutical industry. The clinical data manager is involved in early discussion about data collection option and then observe the development of data collection tools based on the clinical trials. The uh, the data manager ensures that data are collected and validated, complete and consistent. The clinical data manager with other data providers, example, central laboratory processing, blood sample collected, and ensure that such as data are transmitted securely and consistent with other data collected in the clinical trials. At the completion of the clinical trials, the clinical data manager ensures that all data expected to be captured have been accounted for and that all data management activities are complete. At this stage, the data declare final and the terminology varies, but common description are database lock, data lock, and database freeze. And the clinical data manager transfers data from the statistical analysis. Role of the clinical data manager in a clinical trials. Job profile acceptable in CDM. Clinical research associate, clinical research coordinator, etc. The clinical data manager plays a key role in the setup and conduct a clinical trial. The data collected during the clinical trials from the basis of subconscious safety and efficacy analysis, which is a term drug safety and efficacy analysis, which in turn drive decision making on product development in the pharmaceutical industry. The clinical data manager is involved in early discussions about data collection option and then observe development of the data collection tools based on the clinical trial protocol. Once subject enrollment begins, the data manager ensures that data are collected, validated, complete and consistent. The active phase. Next is the active phase. The when an electronic CRF is in use, data entry is carried out in the investigative site where the clinical trial is conducted by site staff who have been granted appropriate access to do so. Data validation is the application of validation rules of the data. For electronic CRFs, the validations rules may be applied in real time at the point of entry. Offline validation may still be required. Example for a cross check between data types. CDM also involve developing a data management plan DMP and Data Validation Plan (DVP). The DMP describes the CDM activities to be followed in the trial, and while the DVP contain edit checks to be performed and calculations for derived variables. Thank you.